Firefighters find body in field southwest of Stillwater. Stillwater residents complain of chlorine taste in their water, and the American Health Care Act was pulled from the House floor. This is Bullet Broadcast. Hello and welcome back. I'm Sam Stockard. Our top story. Firefighters found a male body while responding to a fire in a field at 68th Street and East Range Road near Stillwater at 3:30 a.m. Wednesday. The Ocala reports the Payne County Sheriff's Office and the OSBI were called to investigate a possible homicide. Bullet Broadcast in Ocala will keep you up to date as more information becomes available. Last Thursday, the Republican repeal of Obamacare, known as the American Health Care Act, failed to get the support it needed in order to be passed.
So it's been, certainly for me, it's been a very interesting experience. But in the end, I think it's going to be an experience that leads to an even better health care plan.
House Republican leaders had been fighting all week to get support behind the bill, but as many as 24 Republicans have stated that they would flat out vote against the bill, while 4 more said they would likely vote against it as well. In order to pass the bill, President Trump and House Speaker Paul Ryan needed 216 Republican votes and could only afford to lose 21 of those votes to pass the Health Care Act. With a possible loss of 28 votes, the bill was pulled from the House floor. With no deal in sight after a weekend away from the floor, where does the Trump administration and Republican leaders go from here after all the talk of reform? There are talks about a plan B to get the votes needed to pass it, but no details about what that would entail have been released. On Tuesday, President Trump signed an executive order at the Environmental Protection Agency, which looks to curb the federal government's enforcement of climate change regulations by putting a focus on American jobs instead. The Trump administration says the reason for the order is to pull back on regulations so that more American companies and jobs can be created. However, there is worry among many because it is believed this order will lead to a possible increase in climate change, something the Obama administration tried to combat. And the week wasn't even close to being over. Yesterday, Senate intelligence leaders asked 20 people to be questioned as a part of the investigation into whether there was any collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. Since last week, the FBI has been investigating the Trump campaign because of allegations of links between members of the Trump campaign and the Russian government. The announcement was given out last Monday, and later that week, Adam Schiff, who sits on the House Intelligence Committee, said that there was evidence, quote, very much worth investigation, unquote. The hearings will begin later today and will continue into the next couple of days. We will keep you updated on any and all updates. And overseas, the UK government formally served divorce papers to the European Union. This is the first step towards the long road for the end of the relationship between the EU and England, which has lasted for more than 44 years. The vote to leave the EU was last year and was met with controversy and is still the cause of argument both in and outside of England. The process of leaving the EU is called Article 50 and is a 2-year plan in order to negotiate the terms of the exit and of future relationships between the two entities. The talks will include a vast number of subjects, including trade, migration, and healthcare. If you live in Stillwater, you might have noticed a strong chlorine taste and smell from your tap water. Some Stillwater residents took to the Stillwater Community Watch Facebook page to voice their concerns about the water, with some saying the city of Stillwater was lying to its residents. The Stillwater News Press reported the smell was due to a change in water treatment and that they should, quote, notice it less and less, unquote, as the next few days goes on. Also in local news, the Stillwater Theater recently changed from Carmike 10 to AMC after AMC acquired it several months ago. The theater will continue its transition through April and will remain open during that time. Spring is here, and Hindu students at OSU celebrated with a festival called Holi. Delaney Kelly has more.
Last Saturday, the Indian Student Association brought the Hindu Spring Festival Holi to Oklahoma State.
I'm from the Indian Student Association. Today, Indian Student Association is actually celebrating a festival of India named Holi, which is also called as Festival of Colors and Symbol of Love. This festival is actually celebrated as a sign of victory for the good over the evil, and it is also actually, celebrated as a Thanksgiving for a good harvest.
In late February and early March, a Hindu festival called Holi is celebrated in India and Nepal. Holi is also known as the Festival of Love or the Festival of Colors.
It's believed that a demoness was killed on this day, burnt in the fire, so we celebrate Holi. And then there's other story also, there's Lord Krishna. So what happened is when he was a child, a demon comes to kill him. What she does was, the demon gives him poisonous milk. She breastfeeds him. So the little Krishna takes the poisonous milk. The milk doesn't affect him, but what happens is, because of the poison, he becomes dark in complexion, dark blue in complexion. So when he was grown like a child, he used to go to his mom and ask, "Mom, why am I so dark and why are my friends, the girls especially, are fairer?" So his mom told, "It's fine, do one thing, go put colors on their faces and make them dark in color."
To wash everyone off of their colors, and by the spirit of Holi, wash them off their sadness, their anxiety, and their anger, and all negative emotions. And I want to give them happiness. I want to give them joy. I want to give them hope. And that is my mission today.
For Bullet Broadcast, I'm Delaney Kelly.
Students involved in the festival said Holi should be a reminder for everyone to finish strong as the semester comes to an end. And now for our final segment, Montel Vidot joins us for sports. How's it going, Montel?
I'm doing pretty good, Sam. Thank you. Well, Cowboy Nation, it was only a matter of time, right? Athletic Director Mike Holder finally came to a decision for the 20th head coach in men's basketball history. And the lucky candidate is Mike Boynton. That's right, folks. Mr. Boynton is the new sheriff in town. Here's a quick little bio about the 35-year-old. He was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, where he would graduate from and move on to South Carolina to play college ball. 4 years later, he became a graduate assistant for Furman University. After 1 year, his next destination was Coastal Carolina, where he would become an assistant coach. 5 assistant coaching positions in 12 years later, and ta-da! The Brooklyn native was able to express his feelings to the media on Monday as he was formally introduced as the new head coach. Here are a few highlights from Boynton's press conference. Take a listen.
There's a lot of people that get credit for me standing here today. The city of Brooklyn that raised me, my dad, my mom, my sisters. Hard work. It's all I know. That's it. But it's about these guys. They know I care about them and I love them. They know that I'll push them as hard as I can to make them better. My main priority is making sure that our players know what the expectations are, and then make sure we hit the road recruiting, because now time is of the essence. I'm no fan of good. Got no interest in it. I want to be playing this weekend. I want to be great.
Ah, yes, it all sounds so promising. Let's hope Cowboy Nation is in good hands. Well, do you know what is in good hands? Head coach Kenny Gajewski's softball team. The Cowgirls have been on a tear as of late, recently sweeping Texas for the first time in program history. The Cowgirls will return to Stillwater to host Kansas for a 3-game series this weekend. Another team looking to add on to the win column this weekend is men's tennis. After defeating SMU in comeback fashion in Dallas last weekend, the 7th-ranked Cowboys improved their record to 17-3. Up next, they will take on TCU on Friday here in Stillwater and try to capture their first conference win. They will be led by senior Arjun Kadi and junior Julian Cash. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time I have for you today. Be sure to catch me on the next episode of Bullet Broadcast. Sam?
Thanks, Montel. And thank you for tuning in for another episode of Bullet Broadcast. I'm Sam Stockard.
I'm Montel Vidot.
And we'll see you next Thursday.